As runners, we all challenge ourselves in ways we never thought possible, pushing the boundaries of what we're capable of to smash through targets and set ourselves new, bigger and better ones.
This awesome hobby that we share gives us one thing in common, and it brings us together as a community. Whether you're working towards completing your first parkrun or you're a veteran of the sport who's run 100 ultra marathons, we all know the feeling of reaching that maxed out effort and our own red line.
Welcome to our podcast, where your hosts Brett Elesmore and Andy Maguire discuss the struggles, the successes and everything in between on our running journeys, as we all work towards the next time we're running the red line. Hello and welcome to episode 113 of Running the Red Line. I am your host Brett, and I am joined as always by my co-host Andy. And how are you this week, mate? Is your voice back to normal?
Yeah, feeling much better, thanks.
Yeah, I shouldn't joke. Obviously, I'm not 100%, but no, I'm feeling a lot better. It's just one of those things where I had I'm pretty sure I self-diagnosed myself with a chest infection. I don't think it was like COVID or anything worse than that.
Yeah. So you didn't go to doctors or anything, or get any like pills for it or stuff?
No, I'm a bloody bloke, aren't I? What's the point of that?
Bloody bloke, I am.
No, I think I know you sometimes can get in a mess when you try and self-diagnose yourself with a problem, but I think you know when. Well, we should know at this age, shouldn't we? When a problem is a problem and when it's just something that you can sort out yourself.
So you just had a little bit of man flu, yeah?
I was just a bit of man flu, but as we all know, man flu is devastating.
Yeah,
absolutely devastating. So yeah, but I didn't call in sick to work. You'll be glad to know. Still went to work. Told everyone at work how ill I was. Made sure I told them about that.
Yeah,
and but still managed to go. But I've gradually started running again, but I haven't been to club for a few weeks now because I did my long run last week, my coast path, so I didn't do anything straight after that. And then this week I haven't quite felt well enough to want to go faster than like a steady pace, and I just thought, well, sometimes I don't mind going to club to run easy around the field, or, if there's a few of us doing it. But when you've been a bit poorly, I was like, it's probably poor form, really, going to meet up with other runners who you can, accidentally make ill.
Yeah.
So I don't know, just by fist bumping them or something. I don't know. I don't want to give him my little lurgy. So it's probably best to keep away from people, isn't it? Sometimes. But yeah, feeling much, much better. And
good.
Yeah. And just in time for the heat wave, which is just finishing.
Yes, yeah. We haven't got many days of it left, have we? Because it's going to tip it down over next week.
What was the weather like this time last week? Was it Friday? Was it Saturday and Sunday and Monday were bad? Bank holiday. I can't really. It's all a blur now.
Yeah. So we were talking last Friday about how nice the weather had been and how crazy it had changed.
Yeah.
So
it got silly, didn't it, over the weekend?
Yeah.
I think Monday and Tuesday were like above 30, over 30, weren't they? And I've seen people now, fortunately, start to agree with us. Americans, for example, someone from Texas did a video and they were like, British heat hits differently.
Yeah.
And he was like, to his fellow Texans, he was like, if you see on the weather forecast that it's supposed to be 100 or whatever, 98 or something like that, don't think that that's a cool 98 like it would be in Texas. It would be, it's quite stifling. Like 30 odd degrees in the UK is just, it's borderline unbearable, isn't it?
Yeah. And partly because houses are designed and built differently in America and the UK. So every house in America and every building in America has got aircon because they need it Whereas in the UK, because we're a typically colder climate, all of our houses are built with brick and are designed to keep heat in. So when it gets hot, the heat just stays in and gets even hotter.
Your only hope is to go to the side of the house where it doesn't get the sun, or that one room that you've got that's like a fridge. Yeah.
So our whole like ethos of building is to prepare for the colder weather. So when we get hot, we're not prepared for it.
I can't believe I didn't comment on your thing. I was even thinking of what I would write. So you did your canal video. You went on your canal run.
Yeah.
I was going to say we're camel bros, aren't we? I love the idea that you thought it would be fine to just have a few swigs of water and then do a 15-mile run in 30-degree heat.
Well, this is the thing.
Brilliant.
I don't normally take any water out on my long runs because I don't tend to need it. Because if I'm just going out on a long run, I'm not going and doing efforts and stuff.
Throughout London training, you never took water with you?
If I was going and doing efforts, then yes, I did. But if I was just going out just for a long run, no, don't bother.
Like a typical Sunday long run, 18-mile or whatever.
Yeah, probably if I was going 18 or something like that, I might take some. But like 15, 16 mile, I wouldn't generally take any water with me.
Wow. I do think you can almost train your body. It's terrible, isn't it, saying this out loud? Because I don't want anyone to think, oh yeah, that sounds good, I could do that, and then go out tomorrow and die of dehydration. It's not a good idea. But I do think you can stubbornly run so much over time without depending on water, and the opposite as well. I think, and I'm not having a go at people with hydration vests and all that, but if you're going out for a run for, let's say, a 5K, you probably don't need the water. Probably
no.
But you just think you do you probably just think you do for a safety blanket almost.
Yeah.
And you can save some serious weight as well because water's heavy. Full water bottles are heavy. And that's one of the main reasons I don't ever run with a hydration vest for marathons, because I couldn't think of anything worse weighing me down.
See that? Yeah, that's the thing. As well, though, when I'm marathon training, or normally when I go out for a Sunday long run, it's normally cooler weather. And in cooler weather, you don't sweat as much, so you don't need as much water. So I can get through 15, 16 miles, no problem, without water, and just have a drink afterwards, because you're not getting rid of that much water. But it's not usually 27, 28 degrees when I go out for a Sunday long run, and I'm not in the sun constantly.
It doesn't happen very often, does it?
No, exactly. So I'd had quite a lot. I'd had like over a litre of water before I'd started, and I thought that would be enough to get me through. But the crazy part about it is, when I got to the last few miles, my heart rate started like getting really high, and I was like, I am dehydrated now. This is silly. So I did the last few miles, got home, and recently when I've weighed myself, I am about 10.5 stone at the moment, so 10 stone 7. When I got home on Sunday after that long run, as soon as I got into the house, I had 500 ml of water, so just over a pint of water, and then like about 5 minutes later, I had my protein shake, which is about another 500 ml of fluid. So that's a litre. So a litre of fluid is about 1 kilogram, right? I then, before I had a shower...
It's quite heavy to hold that much liquid.
A litre of water is 1 kilogram. That's exactly the weight that a litre of water is. Right. So I then, before I had a shower, thought, I'm just going to see how heavy I am on the scales and see how much fluid I actually lost on that run. And after having that kilogram of fluid, I got on the scales and I was 10 stone 3. Now, 1 kilogram is about 2.2 pounds. So that means I probably lost almost 2.5, 3 kilograms of fluid on that run on Sunday.
So did you say it was nearly 30 degrees on that day?
Yeah, it was like 27, 28 while I was running.
Yeah. You walked most of it as well, didn't you? Looking at you, you just pretty scenery. Oh, look at all the nice.
Yeah, I did a lot of pausing of the watch and having a look at the nice scenery, but I didn't do any walking of the route. But I did a lot of stopping and starting because, if you can't take a moment to stop and appreciate your view and the scenery around you, then you're doing something wrong, aren't you? You can't just go from A to B and just focus on the running, nothing else. It's not like I'm in training for a particular race or anything. I went out to go and have a Sunday long run for enjoyment and fun, and we do this as a hobby. So I'm not going to go and say no, can't stop, can't appreciate everything that's around me because I am running. No, you can stop and do whatever you like.
Yeah, of course you can. I weirdly think there's something in that as well, like that might help you, like the heart rate coming down and then going up again and coming down and going up again. It's not the worst way to train, to stop and take photos.
No, exactly.
So yeah, it looked like a cracker of a run as well. It's a nice route. Would it have been the same route that we did? And no, it's the actual, you got off at Tardybig.
Yeah, so I got off where the so just past where the canal path is closed. I came off. So normally you would cross over to the other side of the canal and then you could carry on the canal path. But that bit of canal path at Tardybig has been closed for ages now, hasn't it? Like years, because it all started to erode and they were trying to fix it. I don't know if they've ever actually fixed it.
Is that the bit where we had to do the diversion around Wast Hills Lane? And
yes,
Wast Hills or whatever it's called. Yeah.
No. That's the West Hills Lane is a bit further up. And that's more towards Birmingham. The Tardybig bit is the bit where we went over that big, huge hill.
Yes.
When we did it in the snow and coming from, so we came up through all the Tardybig locks, and then we got off, didn't we? Where we cross over the dual carriageway and then went up that massive hill.
Yeah, I remember that.
So instead of doing that, I went a little bit further down and got off towards Tardybig and went through all the farmers' fields instead.
Oh, fair play. But did you get stung to death by stinging nettles, all those classics?
No, there was no stinging nettles. Well, there was, but I managed to avoid those. But there was some really high crops. At one point, it was like chest height, the crops, so I could just about see over the top of them.
Trail running in summer is obviously the best time to do it, but it's also brutal as well. Like brambles, nettles, all sorts of creepy crawlies. Like it just makes things a bit more interesting, doesn't it, when you're on the trails in this sort of weather?
Yeah, but it was really strange though, because I know the roads around Tardybig and all around the area now. I know the roads really well because I run them all the time. Yeah. But you get into the fields, and even though you can see all of the all of the buildings and all of the landmarks around, so you know where you are, it throws you off completely because you're not on the roads. So you're like, actually, whereabouts am I? And do I go down this side of the field, or do I carry on around the edge, or turn back and go? So when I eventually got to a gate and opened the gate, I went, oh, I know exactly where I am right now. But until that point, I was a bit like, I don't quite know where I'm going.
Yeah. So you didn't do it with navigation or anything? You didn't do it with GPX or?
No.
You just freestyled it and just hope for the best.
The only bit I had to have a look at a map was when I got off that bit in between, that bit where you go on the West Hills Lane and then you go through that housing estate and then you get back on it. I can't remember what area that is. But that was the only bit that I had to use a map, because I got off the canal and I was like, because the path goes up the hill to get off the canal, there is no way of getting on carrying on the path, because the canal disappears, doesn't it, underground at that point.
Yeah.
So when the canal goes underground, you have to get off the canal. And I got to the top and went, I'm not sure which direction I now need to run, because how do I get back on the canal? So that's the only bit I used a map to get through that housing estate and get onto Wastills Lane to get back on to the canal.
Oh, while you've been talking, I've been desperately trying to find, but I can't find it anywhere. I saw it on my phone earlier, or a few days ago, that canal run we did in the snow. So I was trying to clear up a bit of storage, and no, I can't really seem to find it, because it was around about New Year's Day we did it, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm sure I did Did I do it as a YouTube short, or did I do it as an Instagram reel?
Yeah, I think you did it as an Instagram reel. But I don't want to wish my life away, but I would love that right now. A nice snowy run.
Yeah.
Actually, be careful what you wish for, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
I can't find it. I must.
Yeah,
there it is.
There it is.
I've got it as well. I've got it.
6th of January.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Sunday, the 5th of January, 2025.
5th. Yeah, there we go. God, look at what we're wearing. All in the woolly hats and long sleeves, and
look how
barren. Oh, look at the snow. Crazy. We live in a weird climate, don't we? In the UK. Like, it can be really, really bad weather both ends of the year. And nowhere else you'd want to live there, really. Actually, that's debatable. No, seriously though, I do like our climate.
Yeah. To be honest, I love where I live as well. I've said this several times on my videos and stuff. Redditch and the surrounding areas get a real bad rap from a lot of people who live here and a lot of people who don't live here, and they just give it a bad name. But I love where I live. It's a small little town, so it's not huge, and you can get from one side to the other quite quickly. But within that town, there's some really like cool built up areas and the town centre. So it's quite urban. But then within that, there's so much green space. It's crazy. So many different woods and everything. And then you've got the lake, which is a really nice place to be, Arrow Valley Lake. Really nice views. But from where I live, if I go in one direction, 5 minutes, I'm in the town centre, like where all the shops are, the centre of the town. But if I turn the other way from my house and go 5 minutes, I'm in the middle of the countryside. And it's incredible. I've got both options, and it's whatever I want to do for my runs, I can go and do what I need to do because I've got every option. Well, the only problem is every direction's uphill.
Just on that note, I've just Googled famous people born in Redditch, people that also would love Redditch.
Oh, John
Top
Bonham.
of the list. Top of the list is John Bonham. Yeah.
Yeah.
So drummer from Led Zepp. Oh, that's a pretty cool. So are all what's the guitarist called? He's not a Midland lad, is he? Because obviously Robert Plant was Stourport or Kiddie or something, wasn't he? Stourbridge, maybe. No, I think he's Stourport, or he lives in Stourport. What's the guitarist called? From like plays like Kashmir and all that. Jimmy Page? Mm-hmm. Jimmy Page. That doesn't sound right. Jimmy Page. It's Jimmy Page, isn't it? I'm pretty sure he's not. I'm pretty sure he's not from the Midlands.
No, I don't think so. But yeah, John Bonham was from Redditch. We got a statue in the middle of the town centre. There's like a memorial to John Bonham. It's quite cool, actually.
I didn't know that. Yeah. Also, Harry Styles, the global pop superstar and former One Direction member, was born at the town's Alexandra Hospital.
See, this is a thing. He was born at the Alex in Redditch, but his family aren't from Redditch. So he's not actually from Redditch. He was just born in the hospital in Redditch. And people like to claim he's from Redditch, but he's not.
Yeah, I don't think that really makes you from the town.
Because I was born in Birmingham at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, but I'm not Brummy. I'm from Redditch.
I thought you were going to say I'm not Birminghamish.
I'm not. But no, I'm from Redditch. I'm a Reddite because my family lived in Redditch when I was born. Just because you were born in that hospital doesn't make you from Redditch. So Harry Styles is It's a
constant. It's a strange thing because people ask me where I'm from. I feel weird saying I'm from Worcester because I'm not from Worcester, if that makes sense. Yeah. I've just sort of settled here and lived here for 8 years or so. And I think people think I'm actually from Malvern. I'm not from Malvern. I live closer to Worcester than I do Malvern. It's because I spend more time in Malvern. But I almost feel like I'm doing the dirty on Bromsgrove by denying the fact. But you don't want to say, well, if you got a minute, I'll tell you exactly my life story. But no, where are you from? I was only making conversation. I don't really care what the answer is. Just where are you from?
Yeah, you're not really Worcesterian. You're a Bromsgrovian.
Yeah, I am more of a, because there is, and this, for anyone who's listening from outside of the UK, this is one of the greatest things I think about the United Kingdom is our accents. Now, you might not be able to, people from America or wherever might not, or maybe everybody has this, I don't know, but you could be from a mile or maybe not a mile. Well, yeah, maybe a mile down the road and you can speak completely different to someone.
This is the thing. You're what?
Someone else.
You're what? 25, 30 minutes from me. And people people from Redditch sound slightly Brummy, but we have our own Redditch twang to our accent. But in Worcester, they all sound like farmers.
Well, that's it, because Worcester does have a distinctive southwestern twang. Like you will hear a lot of people. It's not that pronounced. Worcester. That's how they'll literally. They'll say Worcester, like all the people around our village, especially some of the old boys and girls that have lived here all their life. One thing they'll always say around here, instead of "isn't she" or "isn't he," one thing they always say around here is "Enna." Like they'll talk about the dog and they'll be like, "Oh, she's 14, Enna." Like Enna. It's like it's a funny. There's some funny little twangs, yeah. But like Birmingham is a great example because people might not realise that a black country accent, someone like Noddy Holder and Ozzy Osbourne, for example, have got completely different accents. Yeah. And they're, as the crow flies. Well, I don't know where Noddy Holder's Dudley is, I guess.
I think so. And what was his name? Dave Hill. He's from Stourbridge, who was the guitarist with the fringe from Slade.
Well, they're posh yams, aren't they, Stourbridge?
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
I'll just blow glass for a living. And but like it's the same when you go up north as well. Like Yorkshire and Lancashire is completely different. Leeds to York is completely different. Manchester to Chester's completely different, even though they're only 20 mile away, 10 mile away. So that's one of the greatest things I think about the UK is our variety of accents.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
It's quite fabulous. But I'm sure you notice this at school now, at college now. But young people,
they've got their own
way. They've got their own way of speaking, haven't they?
They spend too much time on the internet, and they're all sounding American. And they all say say things like candy instead of sweets.
Yeah.
Or trash can instead of bin.
Yeah. I'm so disoriented. That's not a word. I sound like Partridge now. Disorientated. Disoriented doesn't make sense. That's not a word. I can't handle it when that's. Or what there's a acclimated. No, acclimatized. You can't. Like it's a different. It's the same thing. It's just you just tried to make a word.
Do you want to know one that really annoys me? Normalcy.
Normalcy. That's not. Yeah. So that gets on my nerves so much when people, especially in America, add on a CY or an LY.
Yeah. It's
or
normality.
a Y to make it, to make something an adverb. You can't just do that. So like if you're a real estate agent in America, you're in realty. But that's been widely accepted as English now.
Yeah,
realty.
Yeah,
but yeah. So there are a few like that. But just going away from Redditch and coming back to Redditch slightly. This is a good one. This is a good one. Charles Dance. Now I didn't know who that was until I read this.
That
famous
is
for
Tyrion
playing
Lannister.
Tywin.
Oh, Tyrion, that's it. Tyrion is what's his name, isn't it?
Miles Finch from Elf. Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage, that's it, yes.
Call me, you're feeling strong, my man. Call me Elf one more time. You're an elf. Oh, God.
Yeah, Tywin Lannister, Charles Dance, yeah.
Yeah. And you've got the honour of having Jackie Smith, the former Labour Party UK politician, who served as the first female British Home Secretary.
Whose husband got her in the crap. Did you know about that story?
What, like completely, absolutely blame something on her or something? Or
he paid for the dirty channels on TV using her company credit card.
Legend.
So they tried to put the expenses for a dirty channel on TV through the government as her business expenses.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Brilliant. There we go.
I'm just going to quickly read a few Bromsgrovians, which is where I'm from. So a lot of people know who this is because of the rise to fame, but I don't like this. He comes up first. Ben Francis, entrepreneur and co-founder of the global fitness brand Gymshark.
Gymshark, yeah.
Everyone in Bromsgrove claims to know Ben Francis some way or other. It's like a thing in Brom. Oh well, you know your Auntie Jane. Well, she used to, she used to babysit for. It's like, Mom, stop trying to tell me you know who Ben Francis is.
I've just suddenly thought of someone who comes from Redditch, who probably isn't on any of those lists, but everybody would know her, and. It's a girl who I actually went to school with. I think she was in the year below me at school.
Has she been on reality TV show or something?
No, but
how is she famous?
Everybody would know her. So she used to be on Hollyoaks.
Yeah,
originally, but everybody will know her now as the Jet 2 lady.
She's from Redditch.
Yeah, Zoe Lister is her name, and the girl who does the Jet 2 voiceover.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday.
Yeah, that's Zoe Lister, who comes from Redditch, yeah.
No way.
She went to Bridley Moor. I'm sure she was in the year below me at school.
Wow. Oh, that's quite a... Because she was on... do you ever watch the Big Fat Quiz of the Year?
Yes.
With Jimmy Carr and all that? Because you know that meme went massive, didn't it? And it was like... I think it started because there was a pool... party fight in Ibiza, and people were like throwing tables and plastic chairs at each other and it was like nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. So yeah, she got brought on because her life went absolutely mental for a few months, didn't it? Yeah, that's quite a good one. So next up, this is a good one. Mark Williams. Oh, suits you, sir.
Oh, yes, he is
Mark
from
Williams.
Bromsgrove, isn't he?
No, I actually have met Mark in the Red Lion. I had a pint with him once because he's a friend of a friend's mum, and he had just done the first or couple of Harry Potters. So it was around about the mid-noughties I met him, and really nice guy, really sound guy.
Mr. Weasley.
Yeah. Trudy Styler, wife of Sting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and another one is, now this is a legendary thing. If you're from Bromsgrove, I'm talking to 0.1% of people who from Bromsgrove who listen to the podcast. But in the middle of, we haven't quite got a John Bonham statue. We've got a statue of, do you know who it is?
Edward Elgar.
No, he's Worcester. He's
up
by
yes.
He's up by
yes.
Yo Sushi in Worcester.
It is our Thingy Hausman, the poet.
I'll accept A.E. Hausman.
Yeah, there we go.
Now he's stood in a particular way with his legs not akimbo, but with a wide stanced pose in the middle of the town square, and the statue stands. His legs stand at about, I'd say, 8 foot, and there's a rite of passage in, probably not anymore because kids are all playing. They're all coding or AIing. I don't know what they're doing now. They're probably not being delinquents like we were. But there was a game that we used to play called Meg Hausman, and you would literally have to stand by the bank, by Halifax Bank, about 30 feet away, and the game would be when you've just gone to the we used to call it the Hog's Head. It's now the
Slug and Lettuce.
The Slug and Lettuce. Thank you. It's had many names over the years. The Slug, and that's where you'd start at the top of town, and you'd be on your way to the Spoons, the Golden, and you'd try and Meg Hausman on the way, and you'd all do it. And I lost my shoe on the Christmas lights one year trying to Meg Hausman. So it got tangled in the lights, and I lost what I lost. I had to walk home with one shoe. But yeah, so that's a legendary thing. And if you get it through his legs, then you've Megged Hausman, and it's a complete rite of passage to do. But obviously, you can't do it in the busy high street in the day. You've got to wait till the evening to do it. So yeah, and go on.
What website did you look on for the famous people from Redditch?
I'm on Google. It's the first people that come up.
Okay.
So all my quizzes, the minimum amount of research possible. Right, just a quick one from Worcester. Again, not the best. Vesta Tilley, a trailblazing Victorian Edwardian music hall singer. Boring. Don't know who that is. Faye Weldon, acclaimed author, essayist. Boring. Don't know who that is. Sir Edward Elgar, Eddie Elgs. No, pretty big deal around Worcester because he's had a few tunes, a few decent albums. And who else? John Wheely Lee and William Henry Perrins, otherwise known as Lee and Perrins.
Ah, yeah. Who made Worcestershire
sauce? Yeah, yes.
Worcestershire sauce.
And we've also had someone called Matt Richards, who's an Olympic gold medal winning swimmer. That's a little bit disappointing, if I'm honest. I thought there were better people.
Yeah, from
no offense to those, but I thought we had Jon Snow. He went to school and boarding school, I think, at King's, Worcester. I think he did anyway. We had a couple of average footballers, I think. I don't think, but apart from that, who's the cyclist? There's someone from Malvern who is a really well-renowned cross-country cyclist in Team GB. And I'll say her name, and you'll probably know it. I'm just going to find her name now. Okay, Malvern's better. And the person I'm thinking of hasn't come up. People from Malvern. Sir Edward Elgar. Make your mind up, Eddie. Which one was it? And we've got C.S. Lewis, the author of the Chronicles of Narnia, because Narnia is... there's all Victorian gas lamps around Malvern, which are used within the Lion, the Witch from the Wardrobe novels and stuff. So very heavily influenced by Malvern, which is pretty cool. J.R.R. Tolkien.
Yeah.
The Lord of the Rings author was a frequent visitor to the area because I think he's a Brummie, isn't he?
He is from Brum because the two towers are the two big tall tower buildings in Birmingham. That's what the two towers were based on. But the Shire was based on Inkborough.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. That was it. That's where he got the idea for the Shire, was Inkborough.
Isn't there two pubs opposite each other called basically the same thing? There's the Bull's Head and the Old Bull or something. Does that sound about right?
Possibly. There's a Bull's Head in Inkborough. I know that much, but I don't know
I'm
about the other one.
sure there's two pubs opposite each other. They've basically got the same name. And the other two that I quite like, both musicians, Nigel Kennedy, rock and roll violinist.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen interviews with him? He is mental.
Yes.
He's so he's so West Malvern. Apparently, there's a pub now. It's been knocked down. It's called the Lamb, and now it's flats and houses. And it was well renowned as like a muso's pub where you could a little bit almost like how you'd visualize one of those pubs in Ireland where all of a sudden people just start spontaneously breaking out into, folk music. And Nigel Kennedy would often be there and would obviously just get the violin out and just be, ripping some, because he did a classical rock album, I think.
Yes.
And he did like Jimi Hendrix covers on the electric violin and stuff, didn't he? He's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was like the
bad boy.
The cool bad boy of classical, wasn't he? Because he always had his DJ and like his shirt and bow tie and everything, but spiky hair.
Yeah, I remember watching him on like BBC Breakfast once. He just went and promoted his new album wearing basically a Villa kit. He just did not give a hoot about how he looked at all. And he just went in his Villa shirt and his spiky red hair, and he was just talking about his new album. And he said, yeah. And the other one is the world famous Cher Lloyd.
Oh,
from X
I'm gonna sing Cher Lloyd by Cher Lloyd.
What's that?
It's one of the greatest videos on the internet where the mom then comes in and goes, "Who doesn't know how to flush the toilet after they
Is that disgusting? Is that the start of that video? Oh, brilliant.
Cher Lloyd did an interview recently and she was like, I can't believe that the thing I'm most known for is that video.
Oh, that is pretty funny. Yeah. So
brilliant.
I tell you what, maybe if you can be bothered, if you are listening to this, maybe write into the podcast and let us know who the most famous people from your town are. And if you can go one further, have you ever met them? That would be pretty cool to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did we end up talking about Cher Lloyd? I don't know. I haven't ticked off a single thing on here yet. On the notes.
No, I haven't either. I haven't.
It's 36 minutes in. That will come as no surprise to anybody.
No, of course it won't.
Shall we officially start? Oh, just while we're talking about ludicrous things, can I just mention something that caught my eye recently? I think this is absolutely brilliant. I'm just going to type in 2 men,
1 cup.
Snowden booed. Okay, here we go. So this is something that popped up on my feed earlier, and I thought, oh, that's an interesting article. I'll have a look at that. The article title is "Charity Hikers Really Angry at Being Booed for Dodging Queues at Iarvidra Summit." Iarvidra is basically the Welsh name for Snowdon, because you're not allowed to call it Snowdon.
Oh, yeah.
I'll give you the gist, right?
Hang on. Are you not allowed to call it Snowdon anymore, or
it's just not a word anymore? It's just not on maps. It's not. That's how it's known.
Yeah,
you've got to call it its original Welsh name.
Yeah. So has it? So it hasn't changed its name. That's its original name. But has it completely dropped Snowdon, or is it?
Yeah. I think so.
If you said Snowdon, would people look at you funny and go, "I don't know what you're talking about," until you said the actual proper name?
If you want to test that theory, do a YouTube, go and climb Snowdon and call it "I've just climbed Snowdon," as a title, you will anger millions of people. You should see the amount of people that amount of Welshies that cannot handle the fact that you don't know how to. Yeah. So that is quite humorous. And I'm pretty sure the Brecon Beacons has officially changed its name now. Something Brycheiniog or something. I can't remember. Banai Brycheiniog. It's gone to its original Welsh. There's a campaign done, same as Snowdon, to bring it back to its original Welsh name.
I know they changed, said that they were getting rid of the name Snowdon and everything, but I just wondered whether they have completely written that off. So you're
it's like a swear
word. Yeah, nowhere will you ever see Snowdon again, or if you did use that word, you'd be told off, or anything like that.
I don't know, but it feels like it, because when you see the comments, if you ever mention that mountain, you will be corrected. But anyway, right. So Jamie Richardson and Richard Thiedemann, 32 and 34, avoided Alton Towers-like queues as they hiked different routes up the mountain on Sunday and were met with jeers. That bit's insignificant. They basically met up and both got to the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
And were met with jeers from those waiting as they tapped the trig point to complete a charity challenge. The pair from Lincolnshire had already climbed Ben Nevis and Scarfell Pike as they attempted the Three Peaks challenge, raising money for their friend who has motor neurone disease. So basically, so here we go. They plan to do the Three Peaks challenge, as most people do, in 24 hours, which is a ridiculously tough challenge to do. And as the pair got to, I don't even know how to say it. Tommy D, you're going to have to tell me how to say it. It's YR, new word, WYDDFA. Vidra? Don't know. The pair reached Snowdon. They decided to hike separate routes and describe the atmosphere on the way up as friendly and everyone being in good spirits. Other hikers noticed the duo walking 40 minutes from a separate car park and offered them a lift to the start point. There were two young ladies that saw us walking and all the charity labels we had on us, because they're wearing all the gear, all the charities they're hiking for. And then it turned sour. After reaching the top, the pair chose to skip the queue as all they wanted to do was touch the summit and head back down because they're against the clock. And Thiedemann says, knowing what I've just been through with the other two mountains, I was exhausted. I just needed to get it over with. I'm in the sun. I'm getting sunburn. I just need to tap the trig point and leave. Richardson, another guy, experienced another hiker trying to physically stop him from reaching the trig point.
What?
I'm up the third mountain and physically exhausted. It was 20 odd degrees, no shade or anything. I was physically struggling. I just wanted to go and touch the summit. And then I started getting booed. And then there was a gentleman at the top who had just had his photo taken and he physically stopped me. He added he had just touched the summit point and heard somebody say, "You should be ashamed of yourself." So basically what's happened is when you climb Snowdon at peak time, there is a queue that forms to get your photo taken at the top. Yeah. And these two lads were against the clock and all they wanted to do was just walk up and touch it and go. But they got out, and I've seen the video of it. It's absolutely brilliant. They're walking up to the top and they're getting booed like pantomime villains. And it's absolutely hilarious. I don't know. It's absolutely brilliant.
That's mental.
So basically, right, people queue for hours to get their picture taken at the summit. And what happens is, from memory, it queues on the side. It straddles the sort of the top of the mountain, almost where the visitor centre is, where you can get the cable car or the train, and then it sort of corkscrews to the very, very top. And they just thought, let's just quickly go up there, touch it, then we can go back down. Can you believe that? They were getting booed by people.
That's mental.
Absolutely hilarious. The great British public.
Yeah.
But like, imagine that in Italy. They wouldn't queue, would they? In Spain, in Europe.
Yeah, no one would queue. Yeah.
No.
It's only because we're British that we're queuing.
Yeah. But why are you queuing in the first place?
Yeah, well, yeah, very true.
Is it worth it standing there getting sunburn for a photo of the top with 4,000 people in the background of it? I just don't know why. My answer to that is go 6 hours earlier.
Yeah.
My idea of hell is climbing a massive mountain that's a massive tourist attraction and getting up there anytime between 11 and 3. Because it would be, because you got with Snowdon, you've got people getting the train from Llanberis up to the top, and there's a cafe up there. You can sit, you can drink, you can have a cup of tea, and then obviously you can then get your picture taken at the very top. Or you've got the hikers with various different routes, and you've also got people like these two lads who have just done the 3 Peaks challenge as fast as they physically can, and then they got booed. I think that's absolutely hilarious.
It's mental.
Could you imagine that if you were against the clock, or if you were doing a race or something like that, and your trig point was at the top?
Well, it would be like all of the slower half marathon or 10Kers booing you as you go through to finish your marathon.
Parkrun on your second lap.
Yeah, or like that. But do you know when you come through in a marathon like Leeds? Can you imagine if you hit the tail runners of the half marathon like you did at Leeds, and all of them started booing you for going past them?
It's so funny, isn't it? Just like, but could you imagine if you were them two lads? They're probably thinking, well, I'm not going to get in that queue.
Yeah.
And wait for an hour.
They don't want a photo, they just want to complete the challenge.
Yeah, because they can't then go and say, we completed it, kind of. We just didn't do the last.
We didn't do it in 24 hours because we had a 4-hour wait to get to the top of Snowdon.
We didn't want to get booed, so we queued.
Yeah. Oh, by the way. Oh, can you hear that?
Oh, go on. She sounds quite shaky.
Yeah, she did on that one.
Has she got an iron deficiency? Is she okay?
Here we go. Here again.
Erwidfa. Is there actually an F in there?
Erwidfa. Why is she doing it slower the second time?
Erwidfa. Is that how you have to say it?
Here we go.
Erwidfa. I don't know how you make your voice shake at the end like that. Erwidfa. Well, there you go. Yeah. Well, I saw that was a BBC article and that came up on my phone this morning. So I thought that was quite humorous. Yeah. Ridiculous. But imagine if you were doing a run, just off your own, just doing your own thing, and you wanted to run up the top of Snowdon and back, but you think, well, I haven't completed it unless I get to the very top, and there's nothing more of a, mood killer than queuing for a summit selfie. So.
Yeah, I'd have pushed him too, so it's fine. Yeah. Right, so next
down to
on
business.
on my list of things. First off, just a quick one. Did you see this week? Well, I think it was in the last couple of days. May have even been yesterday I saw it. But I was having a look at some stories on Instagram. And it's scrolled through to the next one. It was Rant Japan. And he said, his story said, my channel's been hacked and some scam live stream has started. And there was somebody had got into his channel, started a live stream about some cryptocurrency or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was. And he was locked out of his channel, so he couldn't get in there. And then the next story popped up and he went, and just like that, Rant Japan no longer exists. And it was just a YouTube page saying the page you are looking for does not exist. And basically YouTube, because they'd put that scam live stream up, just took the channel down. And he was like, is there anybody who knows anyone at YouTube? Because I'm trying to speak to them, but you can't actually speak to an actual person.
Yeah.
To try and get it back. And today he's put up that it's now back up and he's now got back access to his channel. But man, that must have been a scary moment for him.
Yeah, imagine that feeling of build, because it is, when you've got a YouTube channel, you do feel like, even with our little channels, let alone what it must feel like to have 100k plus, you do feel like you're building something, and you've worked for years on building this. You're essentially building like this little digital house that's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, turn into a skyscraper if you've got millions of followers. To have it just completely taken away, that must have been absolutely shocking. So what's happened then for that to happen? Because that's happened to Nick Bester, isn't it?
Yeah. See, I think it's because, and I think this is what happened to Nick Bester. They've employed people to look after parts of their YouTube channel. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised. I think he's actually said it that Jake Barraclough has actually got like people who are doing editing for him and stuff now. So he's doing the filming,
need access to his channel,
and then they need access to his channel, and they're looking after his channel. But by giving them access, it's opened up little rabbit holes that hackers can get into and gain access to the channel and the goings on in it, and then they're taking it over and changing passwords so you can't get back in and stuff.
Yeah. Oh dear, that's
because I think that's what happened to Nick Bester. He said, see, this is the thing. Nick Bester said he clicked on a link in an email.
We've all been there, Nick.
And all of a sudden lost everything through that click of an email. But I don't think it was that. I think it's because he'd given access to some company to look after his YouTube channel, and they had opened up all of these doors for people to get in through. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's essentially a business, isn't it? When it gets to that level, it's a big earner as well. It's not only a business.
Yeah,
I think you've got to run a tight ship, haven't you? But obviously, you can be so trusting, and you never expect to get hacked, because even if the people you trust, you don't know how tight their security is.
Exactly.
So, like, so
yeah,
I don't know.
But I wouldn't be surprised by him saying, "Can anybody get me in touch?" Because he was such a big channel and he was over 100,000. They've worked quite quickly for him. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was a channel like ours, like a small channel. YouTube wouldn't care, and you'd just have to start again from scratch. They wouldn't want to try and get your channel back.
Well, yeah, because it works both ways, doesn't it? Because advertising makes Google money, and a channel like his, with multiple uploads a week, will make Google a fair bit of money. So it's within their interest to sort that out, isn't it?
Yeah.
But with us, when we're earning them pennies, probably not.
Exactly. Yeah. But so that was just one of the talking points. Talking of money, though, did you see a talking point that came up this week? Let me just find out exactly what her name is. I'm sure it was on this page. Hang on. Where is she? No, it's not on there. Where would it have been? Where did I see it?
Just while you're looking, I'm just going to check the pet cameras.
Oh, yes.
Everything is okay, because Laura is currently on holiday, and it has entrusted me with looking after Daisy all week, and myself, which is not an easy thing to do. And I've got to look after the cat as well, because she's gone with a mom who we live with, and I've got to look after Zola, and I can't find either of them on the camera. Not a good sign, I'll be honest. I can't hear them. Daisy? You all right, Daisy? Are you there? Zols? I can hear a dog barking. That's not Daisy. Anyway, carry on. I'm sure all's going to be fine.
So I found it. So her name is Kirsty Coventry. I don't know if you've heard that name in this past week, but
No.
she is the IOC president, which is the International Olympic Committee president.
Okay.
So she's the president of the Olympic Committee. And she put out a statement this week saying that she does not think anybody in the Olympics, so any of the athletes, should be getting paid.
Really?
Yeah. So,
but she's okay as long as she's okay.
She earns loads of money. She's a double Olympic champion in swimming.
Yeah.
And when she won her gold medal, when she went home, her country then gave her a massive monetary bonus for getting that medal. So she's earned money from the sport. And now that she's in a high-paying job, earning a lot of money, getting lots of bonuses from her job as president of the IOC, she's now saying that no people in the Olympics should be earning money. So the Olympics that only exists because of athletes, the athletes shouldn't earn any money.
That's absolutely insane.
And
her
reasoning was their payment is the Olympic Village that they get to stay in and the stadium and the event itself. That's their payment enough, apparently.
The stadium itself. Cheers.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Which the IOC don't pay for, because all of the Olympics. So when a city gets picked to host the Olympics,
yeah,
all of the financial burden is then on that city and that country. The IOC don't pay for anything for the Olympics. They get paid by that city to say they can host the Olympics, but they don't. The IOC don't pay anything. So the company that's not paying to put on the Olympics is saying that none of the people who the whole reason the Olympics is there should be earning money.
What incentive has anyone got to want to be an athlete if that's the case?
I know, it's mad.
Yeah, the conversation should be athletes are not earning enough. Let's find a way to actually pay them.
Yeah.
What they should be getting paid.
It's a bit like somebody in an office job working their hardest they've ever done for 4 years to get the job done really well, and their boss turning around and going, "Congratulations, you've done fantastically. You've worked really hard for the last 4 years, and you've finalized that deal for us and made us all of this money. So your repayment for that is a nice office."
Is this office? You know that chair you sat on? You're welcome.
Exactly.
Enjoy it.
Imagine. It'd be terrible.
That is mental. Yeah, that is absolutely crazy. Yeah. That I'm sure that's been met by a little bit of backlash, isn't it?
Yeah, because in the last Olympics as well in Paris, the IOC said they weren't going to pay any of the medalists, and it was the World Athletics who decided they would pay each of the gold medalists $50,000. So it was World Athletics that paid the medal winners of the Olympics, not the International Olympics Committee.
So this woman just sounds like a complete...
Yeah. Bearing in mind, she was an athlete, so she knows how difficult it is for everybody. So there's athletes who are spending every penny they own, possibly going into debt to make it to the Olympics.
Yeah.
To then be told, "Oh, you're not allowed to earn any money though." Because it's the problem as well is all of the footage from the Olympics is owned by the IOC or the broadcaster. So somebody, I can't remember who it was, but somebody who was a gold medal winner from the Olympics, shared the video of her winning the gold medal on her Instagram, and they shut her Instagram page down, and she lost her Instagram page because of copyrighted media. But it was her running and winning the race. But the IOC turned around and went, well, it's that footage is owned by the broadcaster, so you can't do that because it's not yours to post. But it's them running, and you're not allowed to post that footage. And they're not allowed. All of the athletes aren't allowed to advertise their sponsors in the Olympics because it goes against the sponsors of the Olympics. So all of the people who sponsor the Olympics have paid the Olympics to be able to advertise. So the IOC then tell all the athletes, well, you're not allowed to advertise your sponsors because that goes against the people who have paid us to advertise. So they're blocking every possible way of athletes earning money during the Olympics.
Yeah, you can't have any of your cis gels. Do you like Love Corn? Because they're the official sponsor of the Olympics.
Yeah, but it's crazy. It is mental.
Well, speaking of multi-billionaire, billion-pound events, you mentioned to me about the FIFA World Cup, which is imminent, which is happening very soon. And you also said that they're doing a one-of-a-kind thing at the World Cup final, which I wasn't aware of. And I've looked up what that thing is. So what's that thing that you said is happening for the first time?
So, as it's being held in America, they are doing the most America thing in the world and having a halftime show during the World Cup.
Well, I can tell you that on July the 19th at the New York, New Jersey Stadium, which, by the way, one of our listeners, Tom Mutton from B&R, who I ran Suckley Quarter Marathon with not long ago, he's got a ticket to go over there to watch some of the football. And he randomly, out of the ballot, got an England game. I'm pretty sure it's England-Croatia. I think it's in Croatia. And he's got the because you just get a host city, and then you get some games that are in that city. So there's there's 9 or 10 that you could have got. And obviously it's a massive bit of luck that he's got the England one. But there is at this stadium, which I think is the New York, New Jersey Stadium, there is no other way to get there than the train to this stadium. You can't get a taxi, you can't walk. You have
some of them are in the middle of nowhere, aren't they?
Well, I think that's maybe why. Yeah, it's out on the harbour, or I don't know what it is. And he said he's got to pay, I'm pretty sure, $150. And that's a flat fee for everybody on the day. I hope that's a return for a 10-minute train journey. And that's before not including his ticket, his entrance fee, his beer money, anything he wants to do. So FIFA, obviously, and apparently any other day of the week, that ticket is about $10 or something like that. Anyway, so at this ground, which is hosting the World Cup final on July 19th, there will be big names such as Madonna. She hasn't had a single for 30 years. Shakira, so good that she's named herself twice.
Yeah, Shakira.
And also, the All-Star lineup will line up with... it's curated, so I don't even think he's performing, by Coldplay's Chris Martin. So Chris Martin has designed and directed the halftime show. And so far, it's just got Madonna, Shakira, and BTS. Who's BTS?
Oh, BTS are that K-pop group.
Oh, okay.
Where there's about 20 of them in this group, yeah.
So, yeah. So it's going Super Bowl-esque, isn't it?
Yeah.
But isn't the main thing at the Super Bowl that no one knows who's performing until halftime, or is it announced?
No,
right.
They let people know way before. There was a big controversy, whichever way you want to say it, this year with the halftime show, because Donald Trump wasn't very happy with who was picked to be the NFL halftime show.
Who even was it? I can't remember.
It was Bad Bunny, and he's Mexican, isn't he? I think.
Oh, I bet Donald wasn't happy with that at all.
Yeah. So there was an alternative halftime show that people put on at the same time.
Right. Okay. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. But we won't get into politics.
No.
But yeah, the whole point of halftime in a football match, though, is it supposed to be 15 minutes? They ain't going to do a 15-minute, are they?
Unless they're doing this in 15 minutes. It's very ambitious.
They ain't going to do that in 15 minutes. Like, halftime show in the NFL is like 45 minutes, an hour.
Is it? Is that how long it is?
Something like that, yeah.
Well, it literally cannot be that long, because the players will start to cool down. Like, there's no way. There's no way. I mean, that break has been that break for hundreds of years or whatever it's been. It's always been 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a shocker.
Yeah. Talking of, so as we've been talking about the Olympics and then talking about Chris Martin, did you ever think, right, that back in 2012 they were one of the acts, weren't they, that did the closing ceremony?
I only remember Spice Girls.
No, that was the opening ceremony, wasn't it?
Was that the opening ceremony?
Yeah.
Was it? Okay.
But Coldplay, I'm sure they did the closing ceremony.
Right.
And I always thought that they missed a trick, because it was the closing ceremony of the Olympics and Paralympics. And one of the songs they played was their hit song, Paradise.
God, I was going to say, it wasn't Fix You, was it?
No.
At the Paralympics. Oh, God.
But I always thought they missed the trick, because obviously the lyrics of Paradise, it goes, and we dreamed of paradise. But I always wanted them to say, and we dreamed of Paralympics, Paralympics.
Yeah.
But they didn't do it, and I was really disappointed.
Didn't the Arctic Monkeys also do that? And everyone was like, and that's when, just around about the time when the Arctic Monkeys were getting a bit weird, when Alex Turner was going through his Elvis era.
Yeah,
I'm sure they did.
He's a strange man, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a bit of an oddball, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But anyway, we, by the way, would like to take this opportunity, unfortunately, to let everyone know we're going to have a little bit of a break. Now, this is not Brett. Brett just wants to do it every Friday, but I need a break. I feel like I am like falling to pieces. I'm getting ill. I feel really I just feel like in a constant state of stress.
Are you Ian Beeling?
I am Ian. I've got nothing left.
I've got nothing left.
So we're going to have we're going to have a bit of a mid-season break. So we're going to have all, if not most, of June off. So I know there will be rioting in the streets when the news hits. But yeah, I think when we come back, we'll come back with new ideas. We've still got to finalize our legendary, which is now turning out to be an annual competition of our Parkrun in the Red Line.
Yes.
That we'll finalize a date to start that. Do you know what would be good? I mean, I know we're talking about it like, I think like the second coming or something, like he's, Jesus Christ. But Sam Lighted Up is coming to Arrow Valley Parkrun.
Ooh,
we could launch the Parkrun in the Red Line on that weekend.
So we run it through halfway through July and all of August.
Sam the Messiah bacon.
Isn't it the 18th he's coming down?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So on the 18th of July, yes. So we could, if we wanted to, start it on the 18th of July, and then we could do the 18th, the 25th, and then the 1st, 8th, 15th, and 22nd of August.
Yeah.
And then we can release all the results just in the last week of August.
Yeah. And we are still working on an idea whether to tweak and change or stay the same. We don't know because last year's format was pretty good.
It was.
What was particularly good was it wasn't biased. If anything, it was helpful to the people towards the mid and the back of the pack.
Yeah.
Which is maybe a part of the pack who don't really get mentioned much on the podcast when they don't, the top of the leaderboard and all that sort of stuff. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I can hear something beeping in my kitchen. I was going to go and check that out just in case.
Go for it.
Walking on the oven. 1 second. Maybe just talk about running the red line. I will be listening.
Okay. Cool. So the way it worked last year was we took your PB when the competition, shall we call it, started.
And then,
oh, is that what it was?
Sorted.
And then each week you could, if you wanted to, try and go for it every week, or you could leave it until the last week and just go for one really fast one to try and hit a new PB, or you could try it twice, one halfway through one. But it was whoever took the most seconds off their PB before the 6 weeks. And that worked quite well. But as you say, it was more like catered to people towards the middle and the back of the pack. So it was a lot harder for people up the front to get anywhere close to the thing, which was a good thing. But does that make it fair? So we possibly do need to have a think about it, don't we? And how we score it this year and how it works. And do we just have one leaderboard like we did last year? Or do we then have a male and female leaderboard? Or do we have it based on... Do we have it based on North, Midlands and South? And have like divisions?
What about an age grade as well? Could that come into play?
So we could work off age grade instead. Yeah.
Is that the fairest way?
Quite possibly, yes.
Judge people's performances.
Yeah, like age grade percentage. Yeah.
Because you can be, let's say, but then again, I feel like the younger generation gets a bit shafted there because you have to be running like 16 minutes if you're in your 20s, don't you?
Yes.
To get what? But then again, if you're 70 running sub 20, that's worth a mention. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, maybe we could think about that. But we can chat about this at tomorrow's Parkrun.
Oh yes,
on the way. So we are going to do a bit of touring tomorrow. So
that's if you get up in time.
Well,
because the last couple of weeks you haven't bothered, have you?
No, last few weeks. But that's why I was thinking. Right, I was like, Brett, do you want to come and do? If I make plans with somebody, and that person is dependent on me to be giving them a lift or something, then I'll make sure it happens. But when it's just me, I just think, I can't be bothered. And
yes, I'm in, as long as you've put some oil and some coolant into your engine.
I actually have. I haven't blown up my tyres, so there is a warning light slightly. Just don't worry about that. It was probably going to be fine. And if that makes you uneasy, then maybe I should just take Laura's car because she's on a cruise at the moment. Yeah, I might just take Laura's car because that's better than mine. But anyway, so we are going to do a new course, one that we've never done. and we are going to go to, I think, Leicestershire. Is it Leicestershire? I think
it might be Derbyshire.
Is it Derbyshire? Okay. So it is.
Let me have
Dizzy Rascal sang about this place, didn't he?
Some people think I'm conkers. I just think I'm free. Man, I'm just living my life. There's nothing crazy about me. Amazing.
Conkers.
Where are we? Hang on, I'm trying to find it.
I still can't believe there is a place called Conkers. So that's where we go. We're going to the Conkers Parkrun tomorrow.
View. What's it say?
Yeah, we didn't know what shoes to wear, did we?
No. Where does it say it is? Nearest train station is Burton upon Trent. Has it got an address? I'm on the Parkrun app, you see, but it hasn't. I don't think it's got an address, which is weird.
Well, that's not helpful because I don't know how we're going to find it then. It doesn't have an address.
What?
But hopefully, when we type in Conkers, it will come up on the old Google Maps.
Yeah, but that makes no sense. Why has it not got an address on the thingy page? Get in there. Launch navigation. No.
Right, don't make me do it. I'm going to go onto Google. Conkers
by road. Here we go.
County? Conkers, the award-winning outdoor adventure attraction in the National Forest, is situated in Derbyshire.
Yes, there we go.
Derby. I bet you Mark Hurd's done this one. That's his neck of the woods. Swaddling coat. Is that how you say it? Swaddling cut? Coat.
No, it's swaddling coat, yeah.
Swaddling coat. DE12 6GA. So, yes. So, and what swayed it for me, because we were either going to go there or a one I found called Rosliston or something, which is down the road from it. But that is extortionately priced parking at £4 a day. And I am not made of money, Parkrun. Okay. So we're going to go to Conkers where it's free. Free parking, my friends. So looking forward to that. So just quickly, I don't think, I'm sorry to do this to you, mate. Actually, no, this will help you. I don't think it's a vulnerable one. No. For example, last week, there were 468 finishers, and the winner was 1729, Oliver Weidman. The week before was 16th of May. That was 1755, the winner. 9th of May, 1650. 2nd of May, 1651. So it's quite
that helps. How many were under 20 last week?
Well, on the 2nd of May, which is the one I'm on now, there were 14. But last week in the heat, because it was a hot one last week, wasn't it? Last week there were only 5 people under 20 minutes last week.
Oh, okay.
So it could be a podium finish, and you never know. Big Ollie Weidman might not turn up, and you could. Adam Codd came second last week with 18:38.
Okay, I shouldn't really be running fast though. I've got Hilly 100 on Sunday.
Yeah, but So, is this a good opportunity to talk about last week's running and last week's parkrun that you did last week?
Actually, yeah. No, that'd be good. This week's training. What have you? Did you say you've done a couple of runs this week? So training wise, what have you done? Yeah,
I had a slow start. I didn't run Monday. Tuesday, I didn't run in the morning. I only ran in the afternoon and the night, because I normally do 2 runs on a Tuesday. And then I can't remember if I had Wednesday off as well. But I haven't done a hell of a lot. But the last couple of days, I've picked it up. Like I did a good old trail run this morning. I've done 45k. So I've done 20, just over a marathon so far. And I've basically mainly been on the trails running fairly easy because, as we all know in this country, the last 4 or 5 days has been really, really hot, really high temps. So I've been running quite early on with Daisy because she obviously, I can't really be taking her out past 9 o'clock in the morning really because it's too hot. So we've been going out at 7-ish, 6:30, 7. I've done a couple of, like this morning we did a 12k run, so it's 6-7 miles. That was a nice fun one. But mainly everything has been no tempo, no. One day I did a steady run. Well, it wasn't really. It was one of them where it was a easy pace, but it was a steady effort because like your heart and your effort is so much higher in this weather, isn't it? Because it's, your heart's just beating so much faster because it's working so much harder. So that was more of a steady effort. But no, I haven't really done anything above that because I think I'm still recovering from last week's coastal run as well, which I didn't think took that much out of me, but actually in hindsight it did. And then I got ill last week. But yeah, so this week I've been getting slowly back on the horse, and with tomorrow's Parkrun and then a Sunday long-ish run, probably around about a half marathon max, I should be where I want to be, which is about, not far off 50 miles. So I've got basically, no, it won't be that many. It'll be more like 40 mile, 45-ish.
Nice.
So that's what I think the rest of my week will look like. So, but yeah, nice and easy.
Cool. Yeah. So getting back into it, do you think because obviously it's only a couple of weeks away, Two Castles, are you still going to go for it full effort at Two Castles, or is it going to be a bit of a get back into it?
Yeah, I might as well. I've got nothing to lose. Unless I genuinely have some sort of heart attack on that hill at 5k, because I forgot about how bad that hill is halfway. It's quite bad, isn't it? Just after the water station, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a bad one. But no, I think my target will be beat last year's time. I'll have to look it up, but I think it was about 42.5, which I think is beatable. And between then and now, I will put a few more efforts in. But yeah, there's no point not going for it. Mm-hmm. Even if it's like 28 degrees, I probably will still go for it, which is probably terrible advice, but
no, go for it.
Yeah, I probably will, but it won't be a PB because I'm not in 10k shape, but I think I'm in course PB shape, I think.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Good. Talking of that, came today.
Oh.
I guess yours came as well. I'm going to open it up right now and see what we got.
Mention Marmcast. I think their newest game show is quite possibly the best bit of entertainment I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Guess my number.
The worst and best bit ever. Yeah.
Is it 3? No. Is it 4? No. Is it 5? No. Excellent.
Yeah.
Me.
So
me. 5, 5, 4, 6.
Andy.
Yeah. What should have gone something a bit more.
5, 5, 4, 6.
Yeah.
I am.
You're Brett Obi-Wan.
5, 4, 8, 8.
That's pretty good.
And we are both on the white start. So
brilliant.
That should be good. Looking forward to that in a couple of weeks' time. Excellent.
Yeah, I am excited, and it is always a good race, isn't it?
Yeah. I love the Two Castles. I've lost count of how many times I've done it. It's just ace. Love it.
I think it'll be my fourth one or third at least. I think it's going to be my fourth. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, over the last week has been pretty good actually. I'm back into what I would say is probably full training now, towards trying to run that sub 17, which is the target, on the 1st of July. So that is my main aim, I think, for summer, is to try and get that sub 17. We'll see.
So it's 5 seconds a mile, pretty much. 6 seconds a mile faster, isn't it?
Yeah, more or less. Yeah.
So what will that take you to and down from?
So hang on, let me have a look. I've got a pace chart on here somewhere. Hang on. Where are you? Come on, where are you? There it is. So, if I was going to run a 17:14, which is 1 second faster than my PB at the moment, so my PB is 17:15, that would be 5:33 a mile or 3:27 a K.
Right.
If I want to run 16:56 on this chart, so 4 seconds under target, that would be 5:28 a mile or 3:23 a K.
It's spicy, isn't it?
Yeah. So
how is training been going towards that so far?
Right. So this week has been pretty good, actually. I've enjoyed training this week. I'll just bring up my Strava so I can have a look quickly. But on Saturday, I went over to a place I'd not been to before. I think it was more or less my Nendy, I think.
Right.
Quite probably. And it was Bruton Parkrun, which is in Solihull. So
yes.
I was in Marm territory. I didn't know whether I'd spot him, but he went somewhere else.
Well, he hates that, didn't he? He hates Bruton for some reason.
Oh, does he? Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't know that. Oh,
I think he dislikes it because it's his local one.
Oh, okay.
For that reason, he just doesn't like it.
Yeah. But I went over to Bruton. I'd not done it before. And do you know what? It's really nice. I enjoyed it. It's a 2-lapper, but on the second lap, at the start of the lap, you do an extra little bit out, so the loop goes a bit further out to add that extra onto the distance. But there is a bit where you're running back along quite a long stretch where you've got people oncoming the one way and people you're overtaking on the other side. So you're trying to squeeze in between people coming towards you and people you're overtaking and stuff. So there is a little bit where it's a bit, dodgy, but decent. And I went there with the idea of just seeing how everything held up, because obviously I'd done my hammy a little bit the week before. And it was feeling better, so I wanted to test how that was. And I wasn't going to do an all-out effort, but I wanted to still try and see what I could run. So I said to myself, I'll just go out threshold pace. Of course, I didn't go out at threshold pace. Everybody knew I wasn't going to go out at threshold pace. And threshold pace for me is just under 6-minute miling. First mile, 5:36.
So PB pace.
Yeah, basically. And then I eased up for the second 2 miles, partly because I realized I was going out way too fast, and secondly because it was hot. It was a warm day. So like I did a 5:55 and a 5:51 for my next 2 miles, and then the last 0.1 of a mile was at 5:21 pace. So I ended up coming in at 17:55. So fastest park run of the year, which was decent. And yeah, back under 18 minutes again, which is nice to be back in that position. Hammy held up pretty good, felt good. Body felt okay. It was hot, and I felt it towards the end that it was quite a good effort. And what was quite good is there was a guy who came out with us at the start. A few lads like made a bit of a gap at the start, and then I was with this one guy, and I more or less followed him for the first mile, and then after the first mile I overtook him and he sat on my shoulder. And man, I had a chat with him afterwards, but man, in the last 400 meters, out of nowhere, he had the kick of like, don't know where it came from, but he just dropped me like it was nothing. And just his form was beautiful, just disappearing. And we had a chat afterwards. A guy called John Jennings, I think it was. Let me just check that to make sure. Hang on. I think it was John Jennings. Yeah. John Jennings. And apparently back in the day, he was a very good runner, and he used to run 3:40 for the 1500. So he was a good old runner. In his youth. But what was really cool is I had a chat with him afterwards, and he is a cancer survivor, and he's got back into running after cancer, and he's now running with a stoma because he had bowel cancer, and he's managed to beat it, and he is now cancer free. But because of that, they had to remove his bowel, so he's now running with a stoma. So to be able to run those paces with a stoma is incredible, and he was such a great guy, really nice guy to chat with, really friendly. We had a really nice chat, and he was telling me all about how I think it's 1 in 14 people will be diagnosed with cancer. So make sure you do your screening. And he was talking about making sure people do their bowel screening. And people over 50 now are getting the screening through the post. I think Mom got his recently. So he's done his test. And he was saying, make sure everybody, so get your prostate checked, get your breasts and things like that checked, and make sure that you are okay. Because he said, look, I'm that 1 in 14, and I'm lucky because they found it in time, and I've been able to beat it. But some people aren't so lucky. So it was really nice to chat with him afterwards. He was a great guy. And he, as I say, he dropped me like it was nothing, just left me for dust.
Do you know what his age is?
He's 59, he told me.
Wow. Fair play to have gone through all that as well, and to still be the runner he is.
Yeah.
That's
so really good. And then afterwards, I did a bit of a warm down around Bruton Park and did a bit of filming and stuff. And then once I'd got home, I did a little bit of a top up as well. Just went out to just add some extra mileage on. And then on Sunday, which we've spoken about already, I decided to go and get the train and go up to Brum. And I then walked from New Street Station over to Gas Street Basin, where I bumped into Nathan Hampson, which was
what was he doing there?
He was on his Sunday long run. So he was just coming back up the canal as I was about to leave.
Right.
So, he was in the middle of his run because I think he said he lives up nearby the jewelry quarter.
So right.
He was on his way back home. And we stopped and had a chat for must have been at least half an hour, which was ace.
Brilliant.
And then I got going and ran back, and I ended up running about 15.5 miles. And then I still had about half a mile to walk home. So it would have been 16 miles, but I was like, I'm going to leave it there because I was way too dehydrated to carry on, and I just needed to walk back. But it was glorious. It was so good. That route's wicked, especially in the sun. That was really good. I enjoyed that. And then Monday, I went out and just did a nice and easy 10 miler, which was lovely in the sun again. And then on Tuesday, I had my first session of the week. So I went down to club, did a few miles down there and for the warm up. And then we had a monster track session in what temperatures does it say it was on? It says it was 30 degrees, feels like 31 when we were doing the session. When we finished this session, all of us looked like we'd just jumped into a swimming pool. We were absolutely soaking. And I blame Nick Dale, because I said to Darren Masson, I went, what sort of pace are you going to run today, Darren? And he went, well, I don't know really. I said, well, I reckon I'm going to run around like threshold pace for this session because it's so warm. And he went, oh, okay, cool. I'll follow you. And then Nick Dale set off and I followed Nick, and he didn't go at threshold pace at all. He went way too quick. And then once that had started, you can't slow up, can you? So me and Nick took it in turns to lead the group, and we went way faster than that. So in the end, our session was 10 by 500 meters off 3 minutes recovery. But Luke, who was leading the session, said because it's so hot and the weather's so hot, because it was supposed to be off 100 meters, just jog back and then do it again. But he was like, no, let's do it 3 minutes, but let's do it from 3 minutes from the last person in the group crossing the finish. So we were getting slightly more than 3 minutes if we were at the front of the group, but the person who was coming over last was getting exactly 3 minutes. And those 500 meters, Nick took the first one out, and we did 1 minute 40 for that first one. So that was like 5:22 a mile pace. So it was quite quick. And then we took it in turns. So I led the second one, which was a 1:36. And then we did 1:35, 1:35, 1:32, 1:36, 1:34, 1:35, 1:34, and then a 1:32 to finish. And the 1:32 was at 4:55 a mile pace. So yeah, we were going, which is great, because we managed to keep the pace at a decent pace throughout the whole session. As I say, it was hot, and we all were soaking at the end. But it was a really good session, and it was my debut for. Hang on. What? Ka-chow! It was the debut for my Adios 9s. They have
the ones you bought last year.
Yeah, so I bought these for track season, for training last year, and
after London,
and then I broke my leg. So they've sat brand new in a box until Tuesday this week, where I got them out. And man, what a great shoe for track sessions!
Oh, aren't they the best? My Adios 9s. I miss wearing them because I haven't been training like that very often, but they're my go-to speedsters.
Yeah, they're so good because they haven't got rods or carbon plate or anything, so they're just the foam, and they're a bit lower stack. What's it say? 27 mil stack, but they just feel so good.
I feel like I could run a 5K PB in them. I don't know what it is about wearing them. I think it's because they're just so minimal.
Yeah.
And you feel like there's almost nothing on your feet.
Yeah.
But they give you, I don't know, to give you confidence, don't they? They just give you.
But the upper is so good as well, because the upper is it's the light lock material, like a Pro 4. But you've got a bit of padding all the way around the back, which is nice. But the tongue is so good.
Yeah,
it's like the best tongue I have had on a Adi Zero shoe. Normally the tongues are way too thin and don't allow you to get the like lockdown on your, like on a Pro 4 or an Evo SL. The tongue isn't great, but on this they're fantastic. So I would love this upper on an Evo SL midsole. That would be an incredible shoe.
Yeah, they're such good fun, aren't they?
Yeah,
they're they're so like, you know, you could snap them in half, couldn't you? There's nothing there, and they're
flexible. Like,
yeah, and you can really feel that when you are running. But I don't know what it is. They just lean towards running fast, don't they? And those short, sharp intervals are just perfect. They're just such a great combo wearing those shoes.
So I was well impressed with them, and that session was a great session. So really happy with that. And then obviously, and then straight after that, we did 4 by 100 meter strides, just to finish off the session. And then we did a warm down, and I did my cross trainer and bike in the gym, and then ran home. And then yesterday, I did like a double day, but it was more spread out than a normal double day. So I ran up to my shop, did 4 mile up to my shop to do a bit of work, then ran 3 mile home from my shop, and then had about half an hour rest. Was it half an hour? No, had an hour between them. No, would have been half an hour. Yeah, half an hour, and then ran down to session with club and did the warm up, and then we did a track session last night as well. But we didn't push it as hard as Tuesdays because we've got Hilly 100 on Sunday, so it was just a easier one. It wasn't an easy session, but it was easier, and it was 3 sets of 3 times 300 meters off 100 meters. So as I say, it was a bit steadier, but I ended up doing. I wanted to keep them just faster than threshold. So I wanted to aim for around 65 seconds a lap, but I ended up going a bit faster than that for all of them. So in the end, the 300s were 102. Well, hang on, let's do it in seconds. So 62, 63, 61, 62, 61, 62, 62, 61, 60. So pretty decent. And then in between each of the 3, so it was 3 300s with 100 meters in between, and then 500 meters recovery between the sets. So I was really happy with that. It felt cruisy and smooth. But what I will say is, for that session, I ran down to the session and did the session in my Adios Pro 2s, which when you're running at pace feel really good. So on the track they felt great, but the warm up and the warm down we did on the grass through all the fields, and they're not very good there. And also when I then ran back from the gym running easy, they don't feel very good running easy. Super shoes are so crap for running slow.
And across terrain like that as well.
So they were great on the session, but all the bits before and after. So I think they're definitely a shoe that if you're going to do a session in, to have a different pair of shoes for warming up and warming down afterwards. But I do really like the Pro 2s, but they are very different to the Pro 4s in the way that they feel. They're a very different shoe. But that's been my week, and I'm pretty pleased with it, to be honest. It's we're getting there. I'm getting fitter again. Fitness is coming back after London, so we're well on our way towards that target.
Very good, very good. Well, I'm at that 5K we're both doing. I know, obviously, your target, you've got your targets, but I think mine will be. I think I'd be happy with a sub 20. Maybe not my fastest ever 5K, but I think that's realistically where I am, and where depends how much work I put in over the next few weeks. But I'm not that bothered if it goes badly, or I'm not going to put too much pressure on it. Put it that way.
No.
Because at the end of June, I'll be starting my Loch Ness training.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, that race will be a great marker for me, because it will be basically week 1. I've decided to do a 14-week block. And basically, because 16 weeks will be halfway through June. And it just feels a little bit too soon to be starting. So my idea, and from now until then, is anti-5K. It's not counterintuitive, really. It's base building to get ready for the training block that's coming. But if I can get a little bit of speed from the odd sessions that I'll do from club, I'll probably get back to training on Tuesday. Then happy days. But if not, then I don't. Then it's never a bad race to race. It's always what I'm trying to say. It's great to see where you are. I know it's the biggest cliche that we all say as YouTubers, isn't it? But just to see where you are, with your running, nothing hurts like a 5K, and nothing makes you feel out of shape or in shape like a 5K. So I'll see where I am. Where I am will be where I will be. So who knows? I might have a really good result, but if I don't, then I don't.
I was going to say, but the thing is, even if you are just base building, that's going to help in the 5K anyway. Because the 5K doesn't just need speed. You need that endurance as well. So that whole base building and picking up and building more mileage and having more running under your belt is going to help with the 5K anyway.
And this will sound weird as well to some people, not to you, because I'm sure you'll get this. But I feel like since Seville, I've put a bit of weight on because I haven't really been training so much. And what I want to try and do over this next few weeks is just keep doing those easy runs, those steady runs, but keep building the mileage. And I think what will probably happen is I think I will cut a little bit of weight, which I think will help me moving forward. Because when I carry a little bit extra, I don't run so well, which is, I know, obvious. But I think what I'm going to try and do is just stay consistent, keep running 5-6 days a week like I have been. And then hopefully I'll be in a really good position then to build a marathon block on top of.
Yeah, definitely. So it's not like you're aiming to lose weight. So you're like trying and starving yourself to lose weight. You're just picking up the mileage and it's naturally going to fall off you. Just because you're being more active.
Yeah, basically, because I'm just getting more consistent again. And so that's what I think will happen. And I know that I run well when I run more volume. When I run more volume, I'm a little bit lighter and a bit leaner. So that's probably all adds up why I feel much better when I run more at higher volumes, when I run better at higher volumes. So, but Good.
So have you got a target for Loch Ness?
It's just going to be a PB because I know that the course is going to be very, very difficult. There's that bad hill, which I've heard is about 1.5 miles long, maybe even longer, I don't know, which comes at 15 or 16 miles, which comes at maybe even later, comes at a terrible time. And the first half looks quite heavily downhill as well, which I think I've never raced a race like that before. And obviously, as we know, with my intense S&C schedule, I'm going to find out the hard way how well my quads can handle 18 miles of downhill or whatever it is. So I'm going to race that race similarly. I don't know how many L's to put in the word similarly then, but to Seville. So I'm probably going to race it at a similar pace. Take advantage of the downhill, but don't run fast, if you know what I mean. Take advantage of the easier effort rather than trying to smash it down that hill. Because I've heard that's the number one mistake at Loch Ness. People think that they're, I don't know, possessed and everything feels like a dream all of a sudden because they're running 15 seconds a mile faster. But then they find out later on that they shouldn't have run so fast downhill. So what I want to do is keep the same pace, but hopefully the downhill will feel easier. And what I want to do is I want to be able to overtake some people up that hill and finish well. So but we'll see as I get closer to race day how I'll feel. But no, I'm not going to put a lot into the psychological and emotional and mental side of it, like you normally do, where it's like, right, it's 3:10 or it's sub 3 or it's this time or nothing or I've failed. It's literally just a PB. So I think if I can match my Seville kind of dizzy heights, then I think I will have run well.
Yeah, wicked.
But yeah, we'll see what shape we're in, but we'll see. Yeah.
Good. So, because you just mentioned it as well, my next thing I've got written down is a little trip I had on Wednesday. And I sent you a message, didn't I, saying, "Wait up to," because I'm on my way over to your place. But as you said,
I was working.
You've been you have been snowed under with work. So yeah. But I went over to Worcester on Wednesday to go and see a guy called George, who reached out and got in contact with me and offered his services as a physio to give me a bit of a second opinion on things and see if he could help me with some of my ongoing niggles and woes with my like injury problems. So I went over, and it was just down the road from your old place, and it was inside a place called Blueprint Fitness, I think it was. And the company is called, very straightforward, it's called Worcester Physiotherapy Clinic.
So what do they do, and where are they based?
I wonder. Yeah, does exactly what it says on the tin, like Ron Seal. And I went over to see George, and lovely guy. Again, really welcoming and really pleasant. So invited me in, and we had a bit of a sit down to start off with and a chat through things. And he was asking me where I've been having issues and problems and things like this. And he said, right, so what we're going to do is do a full lower body analysis to see if we can find any imbalances or any issues that might be causing some of your problems. And this consisted of, to start off with, he had this awesome little piece of kit, and it was like a pressure sensitive pad which linked up via Bluetooth to an app on his phone. On that app, he could say what muscle group he was targeting, what side of the body he was doing, and he would then hold that pressure pad against a part of my leg and then get me to push against it for, I think it was 5 seconds. So there'd be a countdown and he'd go 3, 2, 1. And I'd push against it and he'd push against it the other way. Yeah. So it would then calculate how quick and how much force I was putting through in that particular muscle group. And then he'd do it on the other side and see whether the curves of how that pressure was being applied and how much pressure was equal. And apparently he was saying that up to about 5% difference is normal, but anything more than that shows an imbalance and an issue that could be affecting things. So we went through all of that. So we did ones where he put it on like the outside of my knee, and then I had to push my knee outwards, and then ones where he would do it on the top of my knee and I need to push it upwards and everything. He did one where I was lay face down on the bed, and he put it on my heel and then got me to lift up my heel. So it was all working all the hamstrings. And because it was on Wednesday, the day after we'd done that track session, man, as I was doing that one, my hammy was going, which was quite interesting. But we did all of that. So he had all of that data. And then afterwards, he got me to do a load of like not stretches, but like getting into certain positions and like to test my flexibility. And then he was like manipulating my legs as well to see all at my maneuverability within all my joints and everything. And then after that, he took me into the gym and we did some plyometrics. So did some 2-leg and single leg movements and jumps to see distances and power within both legs and see how they were against each other, again, to try and find some imbalances. And then we did some stuff where we were doing some like heel floats and heel raises. And when I first spoke to him, I said, like, yeah, I've been having a load of issues in my left lower leg, which is where I had my stress fracture and everything. And the other issue I have is the first thing to go in a long distance race is my left calf and my right quad.
Yeah.
And he found by doing all of these tests and everything that both of my glutes, my main glutes, so the big glute muscle, they were both fine and they were both equal. But when it came to the smaller glutes on your hips, so on the sides, my right-hand side is 30% weaker than my left-hand side. And he said that is possibly where my quad is then overcompensating for my weak, smaller glutes, which is causing my quad to go in those longer races. So I need to build up the strength in my smaller glutes on my right-hand side, which all makes sense of why I get those issues with my quad, which is great.
Yeah.
And then he found on my left-hand side that in my ankle mobility and my hip mobility, I had less on my left-hand side than I did on my right-hand side, which is possibly where some of my issues with my lower left leg are coming from. So he asked me if I'd ever had any problems with my left ankle, and that's the ankle that I tore all the ligaments in about 10 years ago. So that's not going to help because I've got less ankle mobility, so that's going to cause problems. And then we did some tests and stuff with those heel raises and heel floats and stuff. And on the left-hand side, I was using my toes more to compensate for my calf. Yeah. So he then took my toes out of the equation and raised up my toes. And as soon as I started doing calf raises, once we'd taken the toes out, I could feel my calf engaging more and properly. And that's where you get your spring from, obviously, when you're running, is your Achilles and your calf. So that lack of flexibility and movement within my left-hand side is possibly where my left calf and left Achilles issues are coming from. So he then went through loads of exercises that I can add into my S&C to really improve that flexibility and then the strength in my smaller glutes on my right-hand side. So hopefully if I start putting all of these into my S&C program, I can start to get rid of some of the issues. But he did also say that where I'm saying I'm getting a bit of pain when I'm running, there is nerves that run in the exact places where I was pointing out, and those so it could be a bit of nerve pain as well, being caused. But hopefully from doing all of this, it will sort me out. That was the other thing he said as well, that when you've been in a boot for a long time, so when you have a stress fracture or a stress reaction from being in a boot and it being limited in the movement you can actually make because your ankle's locked in place, that's possibly caused some of the lack of flexibility within my ankle. And also where your tibia and your fibula join at the top, like by your knee, apparently that can become quite stiff, that joint there, and it takes a while for the flexibility and the looseness within that joint to come back. So it's probably because I had 6 months off last year, everything on my left-hand side has sort of seized, and it's now trying to get that like flexibility and looseness back into there to be able to use it all properly again. So
right.
It sounds like hopefully it's nothing serious. But yeah, I can actually start trying to get back some of the flexibility I had before, and it can improve my running even more. But I was really impressed with George, and he great guy, and so if anybody in the Midlands or around the surrounding area of Worcester is in search of a good physio, I recommend George at Worcester Physiotherapy Clinic.
Nice.
Yeah, really good.
Oh, good stuff. Good to hear. Yeah, I think a few people have been to George. I've heard people talk about the Worcester Physio Clinic above that gym. So I'm pretty sure Kieran's been there as well, Kieran Deegan. So yeah, awesome. I'm glad to hear that went well, and it must be pleasing to know you've got some answers and you've got some things to work on.
Yeah. Well, as I was saying to him as well, I've never really been to an actual physio, like one that's actually titled a physio. I've been to massage therapists and soft tissue manipulation and injury people, but I've never actually been to a physio. And it was amazing the insight he had into the way that the body works and how he could explain it really well. So I left understanding parts of my body so much more than I did before, and how certain things affect the way that you're using other parts of your leg. So yeah, it was really good. Really good.
Oh, good stuff.
So thank you very much, George. I really appreciate it.
Nice. Well, before we move on, because we've got some comments and emails to read out, can I just say a quick well done again to Alex Bowden, who did the North Downs Way 50, and he's put his video out this week, and I thought it was an excellent video. So if anyone is interested in some summer trails and some ultra marathoning, have a look at Alex's video. It's got a bit of everything. It's a bit of an emotional and physical roller coaster that he went on. And very, very good video. So go check it out.
I did see a little clip on Instagram earlier, and he was talking about how there was a bit where he went, oh, that's cramp, and was getting through it. So yeah, it looks like he had a decent challenge during that run.
That's never happened to me, getting cramp in not a marathon. To be honest, I've only ever experienced cramp in a marathon, never in an ultra or a half or a 10K or anything like that. So I wonder how that felt, because he got it early on as well. And when you're doing sort of ultra marathon pace, you're not running. I wouldn't say you're running hard. Obviously, you're running up hills and stuff, so that's not easy. But it must be.
Was he running up hills?
Yeah, you've been owned. You've been owned, Bodes. He's done you again. But yeah, so it must be a massive, like. It must be horrible to experience when you're running, that early on in a race to have to deal with that. But anyway, go watch the video. It's a very, very good video.
Yeah, awesome work, Alex.
Right, shall we get on with a couple of comms and eames?
Yes. So, comments. Let me find those. Right. Here we go.
Excuse me while I yawn.
Right.
These early morning runs are killing me.
Right. Here we go. So first one is from David Atkins. And he says, another great episode, guys. Great to hear you're coming back to Telford. It is normally a fast race, bit like the 10K, with a nice long downhill to start. We'll be on an alternate course as the Silkin Way sinkhole is still not fixed. Would have raced it myself, but clashes with my daughter's birthday. Dave, would have been good to see you there. But thank you very much for letting us know about that. And I hope your daughter has a wonderful birthday on the 1st of July. But so it looks good. It's going to be similar to the Telford 10K route with that nice fast downhill start. But we'll see where they take us rather than the bit where the big hole in the ground is.
Yeah.
So cheers for that, Dave. And then next one is from Sherry Oram 72. And they say, "Hi guys, love your podcast. I'm from Montreal, Canada.
Wow.
And a can of pure maple syrup, 540 milliliters, costs around 8 to 10 Canadian dollars. Now, can you do a quick conversion on Tinternet?
What is half a litre?
Yeah, 540 mil. Yeah, half a litre is 8 to 10 Canadian dollars. Can you find out how much that is in GBP, please? Because that sounds rather cheap for over half a litre of pure Canadian maple syrup.
10 Canadian dollars equals £5.38.
Man.
And that's the best stuff as well.
Yeah, that's pure Canadian maple syrup. Yeah.
Wow.
That would be so expensive over here.
Yeah. And also, next time Sherry emails, we've got to sing the song.
Sherry baby.
Sherry baby. Sherry baby, nice one. Cheers, Sherry. That has just made us feel awful about inflation and how expensive the best stuff is in this country.
Yeah. Sherry and your maple syrup. Amazing. Thank you for that. Yeah, you've made us feel. Anyway, right. Next one is from Jason Pritchard. And he says, "Great pod, lads." This one's for you, Andy, by the way. "Going to Halfords is the equivalent of popping to Harrods for a loaf of bread."
Yeah. Well, guess where I went for my oil and...
Don't tell me you went to Halfords.
I just couldn't be bothered to shop around. I went, and it was only 70 quid.
That's like buying maple syrup in the UK rather than in Canadian dollars.
It's cheaper to fly to Canada to buy some maple syrup. Yeah, I know, but
brilliant.
Needs must.
Next one's from Matt Salvam, and he says, "I must correct myself. It is a beautiful village called Alfriston, not Arlington." And it was beautiful until he went in his fairy costume and defecated in a bush.
In front of a wedding venue. Oh, Matthew, that's top tier content. Love it.
Next one is from Yelia K, who says, "Man, you guys are going to get me in trouble. I was minding my own business listening to the pod whilst walking the dog. I was down by the canal a few steps behind an elderly couple who had no idea I was there, until I burst out laughing when Andy stated, 'Shat on an adder.'" This then descended into chaos as the couple in front of me, who still had no idea I was there, nearly dropped to the ground in fright. Red, my nutcase spaniel, who is skittish at the best of times, bolted and nearly took me with him into the canal, and the lovely coffee I was drinking flew to the ground.
Oh, God.
I then had to somehow explain to the couple what happened. Trying to explain what a podcast is was like pulling teeth. Another belter, and see you in Loch Ness, Andy. P.S.
Brilliant.
Just to explain the handle, it's my name backwards. Having heard you try to say it before, Brett, I had to come clean. Cheers, lads. Of course it is. It's Haley backwards. Because Yelia is what Haley Williams. It's her handle on Instagram, isn't it? Yelia Williams.
Don't know. I don't know who Haley Williams is.
Haley Williams is the singer from Paramore.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and I'm sure her username on Instagram is Yelia Williams. So of course it is, Hayley. Of course it is. Thank you. That's a great story. Next one is from Chris S. And he says, great pod as always, gents. Just agreeing with Brett on the S&C points. Andy, I injured my knee a couple of years ago and went to the physio, who basically said the supporting muscles for my running were not strong enough, especially my core, hammies and glutes. After completing rehab and specific strengthening for my knee, he gave me a set of home-based exercises to do every week to keep things conditioned. Since then, I've added kettlebell and dumbbell work and do a 45-minute session at home twice a week. I've adjusted these sessions occasionally to deal with areas I feel are weak. For example, I had issues with my hips and added single leg deadlifts to the routine. These are magic. Overall, adding S&C to my routine has made a significant improvement in my running and overall fitness. All of my S&C is home-based, so Andy, you do not have to become a maxed out gym bro unless you really want to.
Oh, I do want to. Maybe I will do some. You never know. Especially now I know that the course at Loch Ness is quite tricky.
Yeah.
Maybe it would be worth doing some.
The amount of things I've seen recently as well that say runners over 40 definitely need to add S&C into their routine. You are no longer a young man.
I'm not in my 30s anymore.
Yeah.
No.
So, yeah, cheers for that, Chris. I agree completely. Next one is from Manchester Kev Runs, and he says, Slash didn't play on Dirty Diana. It was Steve Stevens.
Right.
Yeah, Slash. What one would it have been then that Slash did? Was it?
I think it was Give In To Me.
Give In To Me, yeah.
Yeah.
It was, weren't it? That Slash.
Van Halen was Beat It, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
What a solo that is as well in Beat It.
Yeah, that's pretty naughty, yeah.
Yeah, so cheers for that, Kev. Next one's from Phil Jordan. And he says, hi, guys. Just wanted to say hi. And on my long run in the Peak District last week, listening to Andy describe Chewbacca as Bungle from Rainbow, OMG. I was literally crying. So funny. Brilliant pod as always. Got the Running the Red Line tee ready for the Two Castles run. Hoping to run sub 45. I know you guys will be gone off in the distance, but hope to catch a pic of you both at some point with myself, as I've seen you both individually, but not together. So hope to catch you speed demons at the end. All the best. OG follower from the start, old man Phil.
PJ, yeah. We really hope that we see you, because you've been writing in for years now and commenting on our YouTube channel. So yes, we'll make sure we have a good old chat and a
definitely. Yeah, come and find us at the end when you've caught your breath. We will be around somewhere. So yeah, come and find us and look forward to seeing you. Next one is from the Silver Strider, and he says the nostalgia, as if I said that completely wrong. And then we're talking about accents and words earlier. And the nostalgia flows again. VCRs and taping the charts. Honestly, the youth of today has no idea the pain we went through on a Sunday evening trying to miss out the DJ on the top 40. Yeah. Also, educating me on the mattress sizes too. Absolute class. I'm hoping to catch up with you both at Two Castles, where you can tell me which way to point my camera and improve my YouTube channel. It's a shameless plug, but a couple of extra subscribers in YouTube won't hurt.
Silver Strider, that's Kurt, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Yeah.
Sounds like Brett's art project perfectly captured the ethos of the pod, chaos and order. Must have had a stash of Bush Gold EVE 240s on extended play to run so long. Well done again, boys. I'm off to Benson's for beds to see if they'll honour the 10% discount.
Tell them I sent you, Kurt. Who?
And last one is from...
AirPods have gone, if you're wondering.
Yeah. Last one is from Wayne Farrington, who got in touch last week to say he was running Edinburgh. And he says, "Hi, guys. Just in case you do have enough time to fit in running chat this week." Joke. The heat last weekend took its toll on my Edinburgh Marathon attempt. Did the first half in 2 hours, but then went off the rails a bit in the last 10K, coming in at 4 hours 16. The baking conditions added 15 to 20 minutes onto my time, so wasn't to be, unfortunately. Still a fab experience, though, and definitely recommend it, but we'll learn from it. And now on to the next running challenge. Awesome work, Wayne. That is disappointing that the heat managed to get to Edinburgh as well as down in London and in Manchester again this year. But I'm sure you will bounce back and you'll
book Seville. Book a Spanish race. You won't be disappointed.
Yeah. So you'll bounce back and you'll come back from this and will be even faster on the next one. Don't worry. So awesome. Thanks for letting us know how you got on, Wayne.
We've had only 2 emails. We've had one from Conrad, who's written in and said, "I did a backyard ultra last year. I had no idea how relentless that whistle would be on the hour every hour. Very tough. Also, it was invented by Lazarus Lake of the Barkley Marathons. It was literally around his land where he lived and took his dog walking in his rather large backyard. I found it a much more difficult event than I'd imagined. I ran mine with a Rasselbot running, a brilliant Derbyshire. I ran mine with Rasselbot running, a brilliant Derbyshire, Nottinghamshire-based independent running company. If you guys ever end up doing one, I'd be super interested in joining you. Cheers, guys. Con."
Awesome. Yeah, well, that is something for the future, isn't it? That we
Maybe.
That we'd like to have a go at. So
yeah,
we will let everybody know if we do.
Yep. The last one is a follow-up from Cameron, who wrote in a few weeks ago saying he was going to come to the Suckley Quarter Marathon. Well, I saw him. We had a chat. And he's come back to write about his experience in Edinburgh. Update from the marathon. It was hot, but I got it done in 4:51:01. Way off my target, but with the heat, I was sensible and I didn't push it too much. There were a lot of people suffering at the side of the roads, receiving treatment throughout the route. Many ending up in hospital, from what I've heard. Big shout out to the people of Edinburgh who came out on the day with hose pipes and bottles of water to help cool us runners down. But even with that, it was a tough day out. It's left me wanting to do another to see what I'm capable of in cooler conditions. Seville or Valencia. Maybe one for next.
Try it.
Or maybe one for next autumn. Andy, great to catch up at Suckley, and Brett, hopefully catch you on Sunday at the Hilly 100.
Oh, awesome.
All the best, Cameron.
Nice. Well, I'm running leg 10 of the Hilly, so I'll be at the finish, and I think in the clubhouse at the cricket ground where it finishes, they're having a barbecue and drinks and stuff at the end. So I'll be around for
now
a drink and stuff afterwards.
I was talking to Cameron on the race, and I'm pretty sure Cam is in Northbrook, who we see a lot of their vests out and about.
Yes.
And we'll see tons of their vests at Two Castles because it's only up the road from Warwick. And he was talking about their race, which is the Northbrook 10K, which I've never done. And it sounds like a good race, but I don't know if it clashes with a race we've got. I don't know if it does. It's usually in July as well, I think. So that could be a potential if there are still tickets. So maybe one for us to check out if we're not too exhausted from the 5K.
Yeah. Yeah, we actually got invited to another 5 another, was it a 10K? No, I think it which one was it?
Invited?
So somebody invited us to go and run their club race.
Right, okay.
It was on the same day as what's called same day as Two Castles. So
right,
do
okay.
it. I'm trying to remember where it was. Aldridge.
Oh, I've heard a lot about the Aldridge 10K.
Yeah, Aldridge 10K, but it was on the same day as Two Castles.
Right.
So,
Well, Cam, well done in Edinburgh. It doesn't matter really at the end of the day what time the time you got was the time you got. There's always there's plenty more marathons in the sea, and there will be cool ones and there will be hot ones. It's just the luck of the draw. You can train all winter or all summer long and then get to race day and you can have 30-degree temps, or the opposite. You know, sometimes you just get the good conditions, and I think you were very sensible by not pushing it too hard, because like you said, you didn't want to end up being one of those bodies on the side of the road that ended up in an ambulance.
Yeah.
So it's all about getting that medal and getting finished and getting it completed.
The good thing about it is you've now got the bug and you want to do another one. So that's Hayes.
It won't be long till you're running those streets of Seville, Valencia. I guarantee you. You'll be booking it. You'll be thinking, oh, it's a bit expensive, but maybe we don't need food this month. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Brilliant. Amazing.
But yes.
Is that the end of the emails?
It sure is.
Right. Now, obviously, in a few weeks' time, we're going to have a bumper episode. Because we're going to have several weeks of comments and emails to catch up on.
Yeah. Oh dear.
So, yeah, if anybody would like to comment on the YouTube video or send us an email,
we're gonna have to do a London Marathon style 2 podcasts.
Yeah. Yeah,
one on the Saturday, one on the Sunday.
Yeah, we'll file them in the folder and then try and get through them over.
One for comments and one for emails.
But if you would like to send us a message or an email or anything, either comment on our YouTube video. Whilst you're there, make sure you go and subscribe as well, which would be lovely to have you as a subscriber on YouTube. And then email us if that is your preferred way of getting in touch. And then also, if you would like to follow us on your podcast platform of choice and maybe give us a review, that would be wonderful too. But yeah, I think the only thing we have left to do on this episode is the Strava segment. So, last week's leaderboard. In first place for our distance is Sean Daly with 70.7 miles. So awesome work, Sean. In second place is Ryan Gowan with 69.6 miles. And third is Josh Hurtado with 69.2 miles. So awesome work from you three. And then in our climbing top 3, in first place, we have Josh Hurtado with a ridiculous 16,729 foot of climbing.
This is getting ridiculous, right? Because Josh is at the top of the leaderboard every week. And I've looked at Josh's stuff, and Josh, I think, is from like the French Alps. Josh, are you a listener? Are you actually a little, or are you a serial group?
Yes.
Strava group enterer.
Yeah. So, Josh, if you are listening, get in touch. Let us know about your running and why you are doing so many feet of climbing every week.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're banned.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll take you off that top spot. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but that's seriously impressive.
Yeah, it's crazy. In second place is Ryan Gowan with 8,766 foot. And in third place is somebody who decided to run round the coast and go up and down a load of hills. So Andy Maguire with 7,562 foot. So
yeah, and 7,300 of it was all in one run. I think I did a second 10K top up. So I'm pleased with that. Podium.
Nice.
It's been a while.
And then for our ladies, for the distance, first place is Chloe Hamard with 58.2 miles. Second is Aveen D with 39.9 miles. And third is Charlotte Taylor with 37.8 miles. And then for our climbing, in first place is Aveen D with 4,794 foot. Second is Jace G with 4,412 foot. And third is Amy H with 2,162 foot.
Impressive. Some big
amazing
numbers.
Work, everybody.
Yeah.
As we are going to be on a little bit of a break, I will try, if my admin time allows me, to put up the Strava segment on the Instagram page like I have in the past when we've had a week or so off. So have a look out on Instagram. Go and give us a follow on Instagram, and I will put up the Strava segment each week so people can see who is doing what.
Amazing. Well, we will see you again soon, just in a few weeks' time.
We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when. Yep.
Well, I personally just need, I just need a bit of a rest from everything, really. And I think a break is as good as a rest.
Yeah.
What they say?
What he's really trying to say, listeners, is I just need a break from Brett.
Yeah, I've had enough of it. So much so I'm going to pick him up at 7 o'clock in the morning to take him to Derbyshire, sorry. So but we shall put our heads together in due course, and we shall come back bigger and stronger with some new ideas.
Yes.
And who knows, maybe some new features. And being as it will be the first of the new month, there will be a quiz and there will be a connection.
Excellent.
So look forward to that.
Excellent. Yeah. Right. Well, on that, we shall say thank you so much for watching or listening. And we'll see you in a few weeks' time. Cheers, guys.
Take it easy, all. See you soon.